Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to a YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, I am back on AFL Evolution 2 and today I'm going to be giving you guys another tutorial of how to become a pro trader in AFL Evolution 2, some trading tips and just a general note of how to set up your coach career mode so then it is purely the best it can possibly be. Now, there's not really going to be a lot to this video, but there is going to be a pretty big guide as to how to make your coach career mode the best, so make sure to hang around and watch till the very end. Now, the first thing that I'm going to be doing is obviously picking my team. No, I don't want to be the Crows. I want to be Richmond because I feel like they will allow the most flexibility for this tutorial. Again, you set what you want here. Again, I would recommend just setting the team lineup to manual if you want to go ahead and do that. Doesn't really matter what you name your coach as well. But when you're in, there's three big things that you want to do first. There's three absolutely massive things. Three things that will define your coach career mode right here. And if you just go ahead and simulate this first game or play it, your coach career mode will already be a step behind where it needs to be. So the first thing that you want to do is, it doesn't really matter what order you do these things in, but you want to go into Office first and you want to go ahead into Inbox. And this is the thing that you just want to get out of the way really quickly, the sponsors. Now, I will run through these sponsors for you. So Safe is a sponsorship worth $250,000 per match, regardless of the outcome, whether it be win, loss, or draw, with an additional $50,000 for finals matches. That is Safe. Bonus is the sponsor will $375,000 if it's a win, with an additional $50,000 for winning finals. No match payments for draws or losses from Bonus. Now, Challenge. This is the one that's high risk but high reward. Now, Challenge is all about making finals. So yeah, making finals, the sponsorship only comes into effect during the finals. So the first round of the finals, the club will receive $1 million. This figure will double upon winning the next round of finals and continue to double for each round after. So if you win the grand final, that's millions of dollars right there. Now, just again, for safeness, just go Safe. That's what I've done. Safe is the most safest deal you can obviously go for, hence the name Safe. Now, staff, this is the next thing that you want to do. Scouts negotiators, you want to max them up to 10. This is going to be really important as well later on. Scouts, they will assemble a quality young squad for years to come. The better your scouts are, the more information you'll have at your disposal of draft picks and cheap trades. Your scouts work throughout the season to reveal the potential of players in the draft and the loyalty of players in other teams, enabling you to arrange trades other clubs are more likely to agree to. And then the negotiators are all about the salary cap. Spend up on first class negotiators so you can get value for money on your player contracts. Then enter trade where you can throw your weight around to assemble your own dream team. Negotiators work throughout the season to let you arrange contracts with players for less money at the end of the year. This is going to be really important as well, because then you'll get players for like $100,000 less than what they would have asked for. And then the last thing is finances. Now, you want to make sure that you do this part right, otherwise come trade period time you won't have a lot of money. Now, membership, I always put it to affordable. Merchandise, I always put it to pricey. When you come to think about things, if you go onto an AFL shop, you're more likely to buy more merchandise rather than 5 memberships. So that's why I put merchandise at pricey, because people will buy merchandise more than they will a membership, because you buy one membership, meanwhile you buy, for example, a jacket, shorts, a Guernsey from the merchandise section. So that's why I put merchandise at pricey, because penultimately in the end you get more money that way. That is the first part, and then you go on to start doing your players. You simulate until you get to the end of the season at about round 23. Alright, so we're at round 22 now. We're currently in first. We will 100% finish first. Simulate this game, and now we're at round 23, which you can either do this now or in the first week of finals. But the next thing that you want to do is you want to go into manage team and into training. Now, it's going to be really big, because if you keep your players as this rating, it's not going to work. You need to upgrade your players. Now, look, 417,681 points for Baker. He's an 80. He's 23. Make sure that you're upgrading all of your players, though, as he's going to come in really handy at trade period time, where you're going to want to trade off these players. And yes, I'll be trading off Baker just so that I can use him as a bit of an example. Now look, he went from 80 to 85. Now I would make sure though that you keep a consistent track of these players, as obviously you don't really want to be sitting here for hours at the end of the season doing these, but make sure that you do them all to a relatively good extent, and of course after every round there'll be about 7 or 8 players that will need to be trained in the end, and that'll be a lot easier come end of year when it'll be congested with all these players that need to be trained. But look, again, Bolton, I have leveled him up a pretty significant amount as well, and Clutch is another pretty simple, small priced if you need to upgrade players like that. And look, Baker and Bolton have both gone from 80 to 85, and then you can upgrade some of your more senior players like Cochrane as well, all the way up to their absolute best. And then this is where you're going to get a lot of value in the trade period when you head into the trade period as well. This is going to be really important, and you can see there, look at Prestia. I don't really need to do this anymore though, and then from here let's just pretend that I've done all of my team. You simulate, you win or lose, and now if you don't go into finals it doesn't matter, you will just get more money making it into finals. We're going to be playing qualifying final, we win. Going to be home prelim, so that's going to be nice. So just going to go ahead and simulate all that. We've got the Dockers now, just like that. Now we're in the grand final. We're going to play Carlton, and then again just make sure we sadly lose the grand final, but make sure that before you do the grand final, train your players, because you won't have a chance to do this after. Have a look at all the stats. Make sure to re-sign with Richmond or whichever team you're playing with. And now this is where the important is. You cannot miss a beat from here, otherwise this can mess up what you do in this trade period. Now go into your inbox and read these trades. Sydney 1771, I would recommend not doing those sorts of trades. Clark 53, 37 and 73, that's a considerable one, but don't do any deals before you read them all. And the Crows are spamming me. 1771, 19, Ball Ace, no. Miller for Ball Ace, maybe. Mansell for Banfield. So then you just go and have a little look, and you go, right, well I'm losing 2 points, but for 2 years. So you just make sure that you weigh up the trade, make sure that you weigh up positions and everything. And just for this purpose, I'm just going to decline this trade. Miller for Ball Ace, again, same thing, and you realise, alright, I may be losing 3 points, but I'm going to be gaining 3 years of experience, so I'll happily go ahead and do that. Clark 53. These aren't bad deals either, but again, Judson Clark is 17, so I don't really want to be losing that much age. Now, this is where some big things are going to come in though. This is where your negotiator is going to come in. $3 million is what we have. We have all these players that are expired. Now, we're going to have to use somebody like Nankervis here. $520,000 is what he demands. But look, I can make a massive difference. I can probably go $410,000. Look at that, I just saved myself $110,000. Again, I can go and do another one with Jack Revolt. Now he might be retiring, but he's chosen to play on, and again I can put him on $290,000. That's the good thing about this. If you want to beat the game, this is the algorithm to beat the game. 310 for Soldo. I've just saved a lot of money there. Tarrant, I'm not going to bother re-signing him, but Nick Vlosson's a big one, and again, look, I've just saved even more money. Now, re-signing these lower players as well, Noah Cumberland, you can try and put them on to minimum wage. They are going to demand a lot more than what they currently get though. Same for Dow, he wants $117,000, but I can put him on to $110,000. He might not take it, and then if he's not going to take that, then you just got to make sure that you're sticking safe with the money that they're currently on. Edwards is another really important one to re-sign, and again, I can really cut his wage down to $340,000. That's $100,000 I've saved. Look, I'm still at the million, and with pretty much the smaller players left to go that are on smaller money, that's going to make life a lot easier for me. Still at a million. Stack, again, I can just offer him less, 270, 280, 290, 300, 310, accepts that. And then with these players left that you may not really need, then now this is where you go throw your weight around at the trade table. Big thing though, big thing. Look at what I can do. If I was to trade Boer to North, I can take their pick 42 away from them just like that. And then you can keep repeating this algorithm. This is the key thing that I want you guys to take away from this. Judson Clark for pick 40. Fair deal. You can even bundle up picks and get more. Sydney now, we'll do this the last time with them. Banks, he may only be a 65, but I can still get a pick 47 from them. You cannot reverse this though. You can't get picks for players though. You can only do that for them. Now though, this is where I'm going to be doing something really interesting now. Jack Revolt. He is an 88 rated key forward. Now, he's 32 years old. The Western Bulldogs, I'm going to go to them and I'm going to knock on their door. First of all, I'm going to try with Jamari Ugle-Hagan, I reckon. Jamari Ugle-Hagan, he's a younger player, younger key forward. Jack Revolt's 32. Jamara is 81. And have a look at that. And I could have bundled up something else as well with Jamara. Adelaide, I know they've got plenty of young key midfielders. So we can go ahead and look for one of them. Who have we got? Let's see, Berry. Berry, young midfielder. And again, I can do a swap here. I can do Arts. Actually, no, I can't do Arts because they'll be insulted by that. But I could do maybe... I could probably do Mansell. Now, again, he's a point up, but you're giving a bit of age. And then even if you need to just throw a little bit of a pick in just to be the final blow that the club needs, or even a younger player, one of these players that you trade for picks, like Will Martin, you're happy with the trade, you get a young midfielder in just like that. And then you can just keep on repeating that. Now, you can do a younger player for an older player as well if you really wanted to. But again, it does work best when you do it a little bit like this. And then, look, I'm giving off Tarrant. Again, I'm looking for a bit of a younger player. We've got Archie there. But we've got Zach Bailey. And you can just simply do that. And you can even add in like their best pick in pick 7. They might take it. You might just need to put in like 40, pick 40. And then... say for example maybe just like a Matthew Parker, because in the end they'll probably end up doing this deal. Jack Ross maybe, because yeah, like look at that, it was a pretty simple deal in the end and we may have been losing points, but young plays is what I like to build my list around. Then once you've got money, once you've got a bit of money, you go and spend it at the free agency. What I do is I look at who's the best rated player in here. Oh, and I've found Luke Parker and Josh Kelly. I can sign Kelly on a smaller contract than what he demands. I can go ahead and do that again with Luke Parker. And all of a sudden, I've got 2 midfielders in for very cheap. And now, you can just go ahead, do that draft again. Sorry, trade the players for draft picks. You can go to list of free agency if you want. And now, you just go down here, your manual pick. And now that your scouts, because your scouts have done a good job for you, you go and you go, wow, brilliant job, scouts. You look at what you need up the top: general defender, key defender, ruckman, mid forward, key forward, midfielder, general forward. And you go, right, you know what? I think I need a mid forward. Okay, right, Stone, welcome to the club. And that is how the algorithm works to build a squad that is really good. I've got a stack of draft picks and I could keep going for a little while. Thank you guys, it was so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Seeing you guys never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys, it was so much for watching. Bye everyone, Flaming Footy out.